You are welcome to the Naija Filmmaker, a podcast about Nigerian filmmakers, their films, and how we can build a diverse and functional industry. I'm your host, Selegot. On this episode, my guest is Oge Obasi. She has produced 4 features and a short, which include O Town, Ojuju, Juju Stories, Mami Wata, which are screened across the world. In this second half, we talk about the long journey to making Mami Wata, tips for producers, and the need for more collaboration within the industry. If you're a new listener, you're welcome and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so now let's talk about Mami Wata. Let's start at the beginning. It was developed, it went to the Oaga Film Lab. You guys also did an Indiegogo fundraiser, yeah?
Yes.
You also went to Durban Film Art with it. You also went to Venice for the production bridge, yeah?
Yes. Okay, so the project actually started in 2016.
Yeah.
Me and CJ went on a bus coming to Lagos and he just wrote a log line on his phone and showed me. And then I read it and gave him thumbs up. And that was pretty much how he started writing. And so from 2016, we started looking for collaborators and investors or whatever. During workout 2016, 2017. So our first, by then we had written like 10 drafts of that film. He had written like 10 drafts. Yeah. And he wasn't happy with it. Like, this is not the film. Yes, the elements, the log line still works, but this is not the film yet. And we just kept applying to all of these labs and all. And so we got into WAGA. And they really, really loved the concept of the film. That was the first time we were having an audience that was not saying no. In Nigeria, we had gotten a lot of no on everything. Yeah. No on the title, no on the spiritual angle of it, no on the black and white, no on the whole thing. Can people just do something normal? You know? But when we got to WAGA, we met a different energy. I was like, we are saying thank you. No, somebody's telling you thank you for thinking of making this film. It was a new experience for me. Yeah. They kept saying thank you. Africa needs this film. West Africa needs this film. The culture needs the film, and all of that. And while we were there, we met a lot of important people who had read about the film and remembered what they read. And you must understand, this was very huge for me because, like I said, we came from a whole lot of no. Yeah. So it was at WAGA that we now won. CJ won the scholarship for Less is More, which is a writing lab. Yeah. And I won for IABE, which is a producer's workshop. Yeah. So we both went for the lab and the workshop 2019. Yeah, 2019. So we held the writing workshop held in 3 different European countries, and so did the producers workshop. And the writing went through its own process, and I went through meeting with different people for funding, for distribution, and all of that. And I also realized that, interestingly, the world that we had built for the film, the kind of world, the story, the setting, is very strange for them. Very, very strange for them. Because it turns out that they see a lot of African poverty porn that they could not imagine what I was saying. So at some point, we even had to do like a 3-minute video clip, like just trying to capture the spirit, the tone of the film and all of that. Yeah. And but it was such a huge first time that they were afraid to get behind it. And each time they would ask, so how much money are you getting from your country? And I said, I haven't gotten any money from my country, and there's no immediate prospects of such. And they're a bit skeptical, like if your country cannot be excited enough about what you're telling me, for them to put money, then why would me, a European, come and put my country's money? So it was challenging for me. I remember the third workshop for the EAV, there was a man who came. He works in one of the biggest funds in Europe, and he came to tell me that I should look for money to make this film because I'm not going to get it, but I might get post-production money. And the fact is, because politically my story does not align with what they have been given the green light to go for. So you see that there are more angles to the angle. So a glorious Africa is not exciting for them. But when you made the film, the art can be exciting for them, and then you would have made it, because now they don't believe that a Nigerian can make a successful black and white film. Like, you can make it and it comes out to be looking good. That's a big problem already. And then before you now go into the story, so that he just wants me to stop applying for funds and go and make the film. So this was 2019, got into 2020, and COVID came. So initially we were planning to shoot the film in Gambia. Please don't ask me why now, but we're planning to shoot the film in Gambia. So by the time COVID came, travel had become so expensive that even if I had gotten the budget I wanted, it would have really stretched the budget. So we decided to go to Ghana. Ghana is super expensive to shoot in by default. For some reason, they charge you everything in dollars. And good dollars, so it's not small dollars. So by the time you convert to Naira, you're like, so we left. Meanwhile, we were looking for our lead actress. We were looking for our lead actress and our DP. So we had found our DP, but hadn't found our lead actress. So I think that was something the lockdown helped with, because we now didn't have anything else to do but to focus on that. And so we found our DP, we found our lead actress, and she's from Cote d'Ivoire. Doesn't speak a word of English, and the film is in Pidgin English. So she had to start learning to speak English. The script was written in both English and Pidgin for the dialogue. So she had to learn to speak in English in order to be able to speak Pidgin English. And then the DP and the director were able to do their prep work and everything. And by then, we had also realized we couldn't shoot in Nigeria. Everywhere that had water that we could go to didn't look nice on camera. It looked dirty. So somehow, Benin Republic came up, and we explored and it looked like the perfect place. So we just packed up and moved to Benin Republic. So it was right here. We now shot the film in January 2021, finally. And now it's in post-production in France. And then we've won 2 post-production grants since then.
Can you talk more about the post-production grant? Like, what do they hope to see from your project before you're seriously considered to get the grants?
Well, when you apply, they have, the requirements are there, and then you send maybe a rough screener, depending on what they request for, your rough screener or your final cut. Your final cut of the film. The final cut doesn't have to have music, color grade, and all that, but such that they can see the story from beginning to the end. So every other thing they do is internal. Usually they tell you they are looking for films from XYZ country. Usually what they want is that there are grants that say they want films from female directors, or films about certain subjects, or just documentaries and all. So every other thing is an internal decision, and they just wait to hear back from them. In Venice, we didn't win any grants. So for our people that are trying to see what's happening out there, I think First Parkway is a very, 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 very good start. One is in West Africa. You can travel easily because you don't need a special kind of visa. Then Secondly, it's Africa. You can eat the food, you won't starve. But I mean, it's something you can even do a road trip if you want, and just plan it.
Yeah, let's talk about the Indiegogo. Like, how did that one go?
Made $1,000.
Yeah.
So safe to say, it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and you also got the soft fund from Norway.
Oh no, we're shortlisted for soft fund, so we made it to the very, very last list.
Yeah,
and then we didn't get selected from that.
Okay.
So what the award did was, instead of being part of the thousands that submit and get selected into the next or removed into the next stage, we kind of were moved up to maybe third to final stage or something. It's like a fast tracking thing.
Yeah.
So we got there, we got to pitch in Norway, but we now didn't get selected, sadly.
Okay. I mean, thank God, you guys have made the film, and we'll soon see it.
Yes.
So how was production? How many days did it last, and what were some of the unique things that happened?
Production was a nightmare. Even by my standard. It was terrible. It was so terrible. I didn't know we had a great film until after everybody had left.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the energy was great. Everything was perfect until my production and my equipment partner ghosted.
Yeah.
You know, we had a whole deal, contract signed, lawyers representing, everything. And equipment made for a very huge chunk of the budget, especially because we're shooting high contrast black and white. So most of us had worked together virtually all through pre-production. In fact, I would say all of us.
Yeah.
So it was when we got to camp that we're seeing for the first time. So we had to go through costumes and all of that, hair and all the whole thing. The lead actress came in, had to do rehearsals. There was dance rehearsals, there was reading. And like I said, English it's because of the film, she had to learn English. So
yeah.
There was a lot of work to be done in the people, to round up. And then we did that, and then now reach out to the equipment partner. Okay, now we're ready to film. We can now send the equipment down. And the guy just went silent till today. And so, everybody was here. I've been trying to put this film together since 2016. Am I just going to send people home?
Yeah.
And then what happens after that? How do I regroup? What do we do? It's going to affect so many things, so many things. And I just couldn't do that. So I tried to get an equipment partner, which of course was just me trying my luck, because it was too urgent.
Yeah.
To just have somebody having other equipment sitting down and not doing anything. So, and it wasn't like you were going to use things like a Canon camera and all of that. It was the high-end cameras and high-end lenses, and not so many people have such.
Yeah.
So I tried that a bit. Yes, didn't get great feedback, and I just had no choice but to use all the money available to rent equipment. So that meant using people's salaries, logistics money, feeding money, all that kind of money to rent equipment. So in doing all of this, we lost 3 weeks out of the 6 weeks we were meant to shoot.
Yeah.
Before the equipment finally came. And when it did, I had to be literally plugged to my phone all day, every day, selling anything just to get money, because I had to push the production through the day to day.
Yeah.
And so every time they would go and come back frowning, they were working, they were really stressed out from a lot of work. Yeah. Sometimes even I would be the cause of their delay. Sometimes food will come late, because I was just looking for money on the go. and a whole lot of things like that. And so sometimes they come back frowning. I'll be like, hey, this kind of film that everybody's frowning like this, what will happen? And then we filmed through the Voodoo Festival that holds in Benin Republic. And it was a very dramatic day for us.
What happened?
Because things were just manifesting now. You couldn't even explain some things, you know. Even our guy whose job it was to copy the footage from the memory card to the different hard drives and the backups, also did not, for whatever reasons, put in the backup. So we lost footage and they were not backed up.
Oh.
In all of these problems we were having. And just different things that night. Actress got hurt. People were just losing their temper and not knowing why. Like, I could just be vexing for you for blinking. Why are you blinking? I will slap you. You looked at me. And you know that what is coming out of your mouth is not normal, but like you just don't know what is going on. So it was just a weird day in all. Yeah, but great things also happened, you know, that were unexpected. It was like a fight generally, like a fight between this film should not happen and this film should happen. And somehow I did not feel it was Bennett. I didn't want the film to happen. I felt like it was Nigeria that didn't want the film to happen.
What was Nigeria's beef with the film?
Of principality and power. I don't know, because all the problems I had majorly came from Nigeria. Because I've been trying to make this film since 2016.
Yeah.
I came to Benin November 2020, and January 2021 I shot the film. So who is holding you from making the film? It's not Nigeria.
Yeah.
But I really believe they would love the film. Don't mind me, I'm just jonesing, but you know, it feels like that sometimes. It's just crazy. But yes, when we now everything was over and we moved back to the office, and then CJ did a quick edit of assembling footage, and I just seen so many things everywhere. I was like, why were you people always frowning? Why were you people always frowning? Like, it had me scared, but it was really, really nice. It was really, really beautiful. And yes, there are some things we didn't get to film. There was the footage we lost, and a lot of weird things that happened during the set. But there were also a lot of great people that just said, you know, that kind of thing. And then there were those who were just like, I'm stressed, I don't want to go. And then people that are like, no, we're here, we must finish this film and it's going to be glorious. Yeah. And then Rita Doche came, and you know, when she first came, she was like, this far place you people brought me to, I thought we were shooting in town. We're almost in Togo here, you know. And then she rested. The next morning, she had a sit down with the director. She saw what we'd been up to, and she was like, what? This is what people are doing. No, we must finish this film. Yeah. And then she even canceled 2 productions that she had already accepted. She said, if you guys can't move your dates, I understand. Let me refund your money, because I have to see this one through. And she extended her stay because she will harass and encourage us. You people get moving. Yeah, well done, my children. You know, and she was just, you know, having an elderly person that also, you know, helped the energy. Yeah. Things were just, you know, going through. And yeah, we did finish. It took me a while to mentally realize we had finished, because, like I said, it was crazy. We filmed 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. And we finished.
Okay. Well done. When do you get to see it? Do you have a date for release? Yeah,
we will have a world premiere this year, hopefully, in a top 5 film festival.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. I don't know where your people stand. Your people be your distributors in your country.
Yeah.
Stand regarding showing a black and white film. I feel like Juju Stories will go a long way in helping them make that decision, whether to give it a shot or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That one I will take as it comes. It will be nice. It will be really sweet and nice to, show it here. But at the same time, there's also the rest of the world. So
yeah,
the premiere will set the tone for every other thing. I've had people from different countries reach out for distribution. A lot of them interested in investing, marketing money, and all of that. But I have not. Then we didn't even have the edits that we have now. We just had that assembly of footage.
Yeah.
So I felt a call, so I don't shoot myself in the foot. I mean, if they are offering all of this for an assembly of films, what would they offer by the time the film comes together in its elements, music, visuals, and a proper storyline?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. But anyhow, it's going to be seen this year, and this will come out when I know where exactly we're having the world premiere.
All right. So can you mention your happiest Nollywood moment?
My happiest Nollywood moment. What is a Nollywood moment?
Something to do with the industry, to do with maybe something that happened to like a Nigerian film, or like maybe in your personal career or something.
So my happiest Nollywood moment was short-lived. It was when Netflix was going to make a series in 2020 before the COVID came.
Yeah.
I was really excited because it had proper funding. They weren't going full out their kind of budget, but it was a great budget for something being made in Nigeria. So it would have set a kind of standard for everything moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, this is us managing to see what, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was excited because it meant better pay for everyone, actors, crew, and all the other people in between. It also meant that we could fail a year and just do one and then take out time to go better our craft. Then you could afford to go for some training here or go for some training there because you earn decent money. So I was really excited about that, but it got short-lived and interrupted, and I don't know if we can get that back ever.
Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like for producers that are looking to up their game, like, do you have some resources that you can share?
Yeah, first of all, you need to know what you're trying to achieve and where, and everywhere you want, whatever you want to achieve is valid.
Yeah.
Just don't do it because you think one is greater than the other. If you're trying to make documentaries, if that's where your interest lies, then make documentaries. You don't have to make everything. If the web platform is where you understand or how you know to manipulate, then by all means produce for that place.
Yeah.
If you're aspiring to another place you've never explored or experienced, then try and see what appeals to that space. A lot of times people reach out to me, and when I ask, where do you want to take this film to, they always say film festivals. But I assure you, none of us watch film festival type materials. It's not like there's a specific thing tied to film festivals, but they always want something they've not seen before. They always want something different. Either it's different in the visuals or the storytelling or something. All stories have been told, so to speak, but there can always be a new twist and angle. So they're always looking out for that something special. And then when they make the selections, the buyers representing media companies all around the world, they come to the top festivals and they come to see what these guys have selected. So you see that it's tied together. People always say festival films don't make money, but that's so ignorant, because if there wasn't money to be made, all the Disney's and Warner Medias and Netflixes, they won't be sending their staff to go scout for things to buy.
Yeah.
And those ones go to festivals to go and look for. So if you're aiming for a festival, you have to be at the back of your mind that for now, whatever will get you the attention of the festival will probably discourage distributors in Nigeria from you, because there are two extremes for now. I don't know if you'll find a middle ground at some point, but for now, that's what it is. And the things that will make you a more acceptable risk to the Nigerian distributors is the very thing that will make you not even skilled to the next stage with the film festivals. So you have to decide where you want to go.
Yeah.
You can't do both. That's just how it is for now. So if you want to go that way, then there's a whole lot of educating of yourself you need to do. There's a whole lot of know what's up that you have to do. And then when you're looking for directors, please do not look for directors because they are your friends. Look for directors that are artists, master storytellers, and they're all over the world. It doesn't have to only be the one in your state. You can try to work with other people. Yeah. Because a lot of people are directors that don't know anything about directing. And because we never hold directors to ransom, we never hold them responsible. They don't really try to master their craft. So the film is very, very bad. Everybody is abusing the actors. Didn't they read the script? Why didn't they say no? And then they're abusing the producer. Why would you produce such a film?
Yeah.
But nobody is saying, director, yourself. Yes, you could, because you can get a weak script, and you know that this script is weak, but the approach to the directing can just give you something that makes it much more bearable. You're not even looking at the how weak, or you just take it as a soft movie that is well made.
Yeah.
So, but nobody ever, even we industry practitioners, when you see comments or nobody ever says who directed this movie, sir. So we need to do more of that, because the producer gets all these elements together. The producer does not direct the final thing that you get to see on your screens. It's the directors that do that. So we have to hold them responsible.
Yeah.
So you as a producer, just know that your director is the person that is going to make your effort either useless or worth it. And so you have to be very, very circumspect in finding that a disciplined one who won't also be too lazy to do the work. And in writing, you don't have to write everything. Find writers to spend the money and get you a writer, you know. And if you don't know what a good script is, then find a more experienced producer in the area where you want to go. Don't go and find one that two of you have the same level of exposure.
Yeah.
Find one and pitch to the person. If you cannot get another producer to find the project exciting enough to come on board, how are you going to make the film happen? So you have to find like minds, you know, and then everybody works together for a great output. All this has to happen before you even start talking about the shoot. So a lot of thought has to go into this stage of conceptualizing, this early stage of knowing what exactly you want to do. So I think producers should not be thinking of shoot as the work. That is the least part of the work, I tell you. Because so many people are doing different things. You're not going to do costume, you're not going to do makeup, you're not going to be the lightsman. So at that point, there isn't even much for you as producer to do. Your work is in all the things that happened before that point and all the things that happen after the shoot. So for me, shooting is not producing, is shooting.
Yeah.
You get so. That's it pretty much. You have to also know the business. If producers don't make money, the industry will never make money. Because if you cannot dare to reach for great business, then how are you ever going to say, guy, I paid you 200 last time, but this project you're getting 500, you know? So we're not going to be 22 forever. You can't just keep doing this. So producers need to have law and they need to work together. Hiding information does not help anybody. Being unaccessible to each other does not help anybody. And please, people should stop being afraid of collaboration. I can't. Yeah, if you're afraid of everybody, then we're all thieves now. So get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Pay the lawyer. You have to. And when you don't have money, cash, which I understand, I never have money. I've never worked with money because I've never had money. Then find a way to broker a deal.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of ways, to exchange services or exchange whatever it is, but get a lawyer. Approach anybody who you feel will be great for it. All producers don't have to be the ones who will be around on set, be the ones who do the day-to-day. There are producers who their investment is their name to the project. Yes, they don't have to come and, drag everyday decisions and all of that. And then have an accountant, be transparent to your collaborators. And everybody will be fine. But we have to do things the right way. And they should stop sending their scripts via WhatsApp. Somebody says, I have something I want you to look at. And they send it to you via WhatsApp. So unprofessional. And what if tomorrow something happens? You say someone stole what? There is no record keeping if you're sending via WhatsApp. We have to know to do better than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've talked a lot about Nollywood, but I'll ask you maybe succinctly, what do you think Nollywood should focus on improving? Like that one priority that you think we should get sorted as soon as possible?
We should respect the art of storytelling. Now we have platforms. We have Netflix. We have Amazon Prime. So it's no more, if I show it in cinemas, only Nigerians get to see it. It's no more only Nigerians in diaspora buy our DVDs and all that. Now we have worldwide platforms. What are we doing with it? So nobody's expecting us to do Hollywood level budget productions. But the one that we are doing, it's like we don't even know. When people complain about films, I see a lot of people complain about criticism. And you're saying you're hating on my film. You have to listen. Even your parents scolded you before you matured into understanding. It's not everything they scolded you about that they were right about either.
Yeah.
Right. But you did not hate them. You picked some, and when you matured, you realize that some things were also maybe. So that's the way it is. You have to listen. You have to listen to feedback, and then open-mindedly choose what you're taking and what you are not. So our storytelling is work. We have all the equipment. Digital has made everything easier, in terms of technicals, but we still don't know the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
And that's why when they say something is wrong, you're not sure what is wrong, because individually the frames look interesting to you. But together, as a story, as one element, have you told a story that anybody anywhere in the world who is not from your place would see and understand what you're talking about? The way we used to watch Indian, we still watch Indian films. And we exclaim about the exaggeration and their dancing and everything. But we get the gist of the story.
Yeah.
And we usually finish watching it, but we don't have that storytelling element. It's a problem. So that's where our writers, DP, and directors come into play. Basically, everybody should be able to use their departments to enhance the story.
Yeah.
The costumes don't just have to be, he wears shirt and trousers. Okay, what kind, what color, what's the look? Why? Who is this person? Where is he coming from? Why does he prefer this? And what does it do for the overall look of the film? They need to know when they are standing behind that monitor, why they are looking at the monitor. It's not just to check whether the shirt was properly ironed.
Yeah.
It's also to see how it molds into the overall tone. So everybody, and I don't know how we're going to do that, has to become more knowledgeable about the art of storytelling and find a way to hone it.
Okay. So how can people keep up with a fiery film and your work?
Yes, our website is, let's not even go to website, let's just stick to social media. So we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Fiery Film Company. My handles are at Simply Oge, Simply OGE, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. All information from all our works will constantly be out there.
Okay. All right, and is your producer workshop making a comeback? Are you planning one soon?
Yes, I had actually thought I'll do one by February, but with the after effects of the Mami Wata shoot and so many things on the ground happening that I can't share yet, I've been very, very busy, but it bothers me. So I want to do it, and I would really love to do it in Benin Republic, primarily because of the Serenity one. Two, because I want people to be together. I don't want to have a virtual network, because it's very important to be together and begin to unlearn many things that we have been conditioned to, because of how we met the industry. The only way forward is to collaborate, and I think it will help. And because when you're doing the workshop in somewhere like Lagos, people are stressed out by the time they arrive, and all the while they are there, they are calculating how to get home because of traffic and so many distractions. So yes, I would like to have it here so that they is like a getaway holiday, but a very, very intense learning and networking one. But I'm also aware that a lot of people can't afford it, so that leaves me in a bit of a dilemma. The only way is to have some sort of sponsorship. So that would be something that has to be worked on. But yes, I would really like to have one in the next few months before I get very, very tied up again.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Oge, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks a lot. We have come to the end of this episode. Remember to rate and review the podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Selego Film, and the podcast at the Naija Film Pod to share your feedback. You can now support the podcast by visiting the website to donate. See you on the next episode. Have a good one.